Good morning. I was just going to tell you about an experience I had last night while I was trying to go to sleep. And it was so beautiful. A lot of times I'll just close my eyes and observe the closed eye hallucinations that I have a lot of times. Sometimes they're more vivid than others. But last night I was so blessed with just such a beautiful scenes when I closed my eyes and just the colors that would swirl, the patterns. At one point it looked like I was in a circus where people were performing and they were very celebration type atmosphere. And I began to raise my hands just right in the middle of that scenery that I was seeing and just begin to push love and gratitude for what I was seeing out into it. And that seemed to actually increase the intensity of it. And pretty soon, those swirls were really just hitting it. And usually, when I have those, they're not a photographic quality. It's more like images in a cloud that you make out and you see a cloud in the distance and say, hey, that looks like an elephant or whatever. But in this case, a lot of them were like that, but then they started coming real, almost photographic quality images that would just come and go. And it was absolutely beautiful. And one scene was just water, and this was one of the photographic quality images, water, like you're looking out over a lake or something. And then I went across the bridge and there was a side of it that you could kind of go around a shoreline, and there was a cave tunnel like right at the edge that a little stream would go off in, and I went to explore in there, and it just kind of took me around. But I kind of needed that because of what I was going through mentally, because I haven't worked in like 6 months. Worked 30 years in the medical field, and I was pretty good at what I did, fixed a lot of stuff, and I was learning new things all the time, just enjoying. I got to the point where I really enjoyed what it was, but there was a fella that they had hired that triggered, because I have late onset Tourette's, and he was a trigger just because his personality was, if he claimed he liked you, he would call you bad names and just be real stupid. But it was his way of playing with you. But it triggered my Tourette's, and I would just get kind of all ticky, and apparently it scared somebody I worked with, and they got me fired. Now this was somebody who probably the only supervisor I didn't know their name. So if that gives you an idea of where that set in this deal, I didn't know who it was. It was just fairly new. Most of them knew me and understood what I went through and were compassionate, and we had a good relationship. But instead, she just went to HR and they had fired me for being intimidating. And I never face to face had any confrontation with the guy. He just, it was a trigger for my tics, and so now those thoughts would come in my head, and it would start to counter the blessing that I was getting from the love and the gratitude and the visions that I was seeing that were so beautiful. And then I would just take a deep breath and say, no, I'm not listening to it. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to entertain a revenge spirit. I'm not going to do it. And I just kept just blessing the scenery, and then that would go away. It would just like come and go and come and go, and there'd be different things like that. It was almost like that counterpart that wants to make sure you don't get blessed was trying to interject different things that would lower my experience. I was getting too blessed from it, and I would just let it ride, let it go, and then be thankful for the beautiful things that you were seeing. It was gorgeous. It really was. And I am grateful. I've got a picture I'm working on. Let me see. It was that one right there. I don't know how well you'll see it. Maybe I'll try to put one up where, they're seeing kind of abstract, surreal background with a figure on it. And the figure's probably not real noticeable yet, but I'll make it better and then I'll put it on my site. Maybe it'll look good on something. But I'm just going to get started on this beautiful day, and you guys have a great one. And if you think about me, send me love, because we're going to pump up that love so high that all this negative stuff's just not gonna, it's just going to wash on it away. Bye.